Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1137, and today's topic is in continuation of the branches of artificial intelligence. So two branches were remaining. I have already discussed up to 5. So the other two are, that is language processing, and language processing is also the branch of artificial intelligence, and here it is the reading, learning of the normal language, original language, and then its interpretation, that is under this branch. And the last one is, that is called vision computer, and that vision computer means it is the recognizing. This branch of artificial intelligence will be capable to recognize the images, and then those images can be splitted and broken down into objects, and then it can be reconstructed. So that is the main work of, that is artificial intelligence branch is called vision computer. And lastly, I have given very clear classification in the form of table for all the students to remember that artificial intelligence, what are different branches, and in that different branches again what are the domains of the machine learning. So here first one is that is natural language processing is artificial intelligence branch, and this branch of artificial intelligence teaches machine to read, because they are teaching to the machine to make the machine intelligent. This is the topic, how machine becomes intelligent artificially. So what are different type of procedures and data, and slowly we are going deep in water. After this, then we will be going to the role of algorithm and then other applications of the artificial intelligence. First, you understand what are the different branches, that is domains, and that domains again I am going to discuss in detail in other coming lectures. So here, to read, understand and interpret natural language and provide a response in natural language. So that to provide the response in natural language, so that is how the artificial intelligence teaches the machine, is teaching the machine to read, to understand and interpret and give in natural language form. And the best example is we can say that is, it is humanoid. Humanoid means is now lot of female and male human-like artificial image is created. They are known as humanoid, and they are delivering lecture, they are delivering a lot of news and so many activities on the basis of this natural language processing. Number 2, computer vision is also artificial intelligence branch, and this branch of artificial intelligence helps machine to recognize an image. So here what I mean machine learning is doing, that the artificial intelligence will teach machine to recognize the image, and after the recognition of the image, it is splitted, broken down into small objects, and then reconstruction, redesign, lot of activities are there for this. So that is your artificial intelligence helps machine to recognize an image by breaking down an image and studying different parts of the objects. So these are all branches. Now I have given the same what I taught you about it, the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is having these branches. If you remember this summary, or we can say table form, then it will be easy to understand the branches. So artificial intelligence is having following branches: that is deep learning, natural language processing, machine learning, neural networks, and computer vision. Then again, apart from all those, only machine learning is again having branches splitted, and these branches are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So now I am going to discuss how machine becomes intelligent. Already in previous lectures I hinted you, and then students requested me that please sir, I want note, clear writing, so that they can prepare the note to deliver the lecture in the classroom. So that's why I have given writing form. The same thing for any, as we know, for every human child, the intelligence, how he or she is going to get, starts from nursery school, by learning, by reading, by testing, by examination, day by day improving, and then slowly he will be getting the knowledge and understanding the surrounding. That is the part of intelligence, and then he will be more advanced, he will be shifted to secondary, and then finally to university, and there he will become the master of his or her subject. So that is the learning and training. And in the same way, the sports persons, they are doing the same thing. All Olympians, they are not going all of a sudden and presenting for years, 5 years, 4 years, training, learning, testing. After that, they are going and doing the performance. All footballers, cricketers, they are doing the same thing. They become intelligent in their specific sports by training, learning, focusing, and repeating several times, again testing. The same thing is happening in the case of machine intelligence. Machine data is provided, and that data, that is input, and after all the training, learning, and then again once output is coming, there is check and balance. That is called validation. Validation is done means once it is not satisfied, again that data will go back to machine. And here the work of real work goes to data scientists. And once that this output of data is satisfactory, then it will go to the other validation, another testing. The second testing, again, that is validation, checking the accuracy, perfection. Is again, if it is not satisfactory, the same data will be sent again to first machine, again to learn, repeatedly several times, unless it is satisfied. Then from validation, if suppose now data is satisfactory, then it will go for final testing. And then after final testing, we will declare that now this machine is artificially intelligent. It can handle lot of data and the result will be accurate. That is how machine learning is. So the same thing what I have explained, I have written it here. It's very clear that machine learning, the same we are making layers of data and testing several times, validation, and again checking. And I have given the example of textile industry. One type of textile design is given in the form of image, and after that that machine is learning, and after that when machine is producing faulty wrong image of that textile design, then again it will repeat, and only after final testing, when that image and design is perfect, then it is okay that design perfectly. Now machine is intelligent, it will produce billions and millions of copies, and there will be no mistake. That is the real work of artificial intelligence, and that is in machine. So let us know how machine becomes intelligent, that is artificially. Once it is machine, it is artificially. As we know, human intelligence grows and develops with age, more experience, and exposure to different things. How child starts learning at nursery and then secondary level. So for human intelligence, it is exposure to different type of geographical location, environment, all this, that will give the feeling, emotion. But here in machine, it is not that exposure to different location. And then become expert in subject at university level. Number 2, it is with age, practice, learning. One becomes intelligent. For example, sports persons keeps improving their skills, ability with continuous practice. And it's very common saying, practice makes man perfect. Number 3, in the same way, machines also learn with data, information, algorithm, and feedback. Algorithm plays very important role. It will make to understand everything. Data and algorithm and mathematical value, it goes together. It coordinates with each other. And feedback. Algorithm is very important. It helps machines to understand and data and information and make use of feedback. It is doing lot of work. First thing is that it will understand the data. Second thing that it will understand the information, making the information, and then make use of feedback. That is to continuously improve their ability with practice and feedback. For example, in order to train machine to pick the faulty designs from printing packages, they are repeatedly trained with the images of the correct and acceptable designs. Machine undergo phase of training. Validation means checking accuracy, and finally testing with input of data and evaluation of output of data. Number 3, these phases keep repeating again and again until the more and more data machines learn more and more and finally start behaving as an intelligent machine. Note, machines keep updating and learning from more data and past experiences through training, validation, and testing. Here I have tried to give in the form of diagram, so it will be very easy for students to understand. Those teachers who are going to teach artificial intelligence, and where to make them to understand that how machine becomes intelligent. So that is main 3 factors are there. 3 things are done. First, training of data. Here everything is data. Validation of data. Testing of data. So what happens first? Data input. Means in machine you are putting data. That data is called data input. and then in that machine, after that process, then there will be data, that is data output. Output of the data will come from machine, and then there will be validation here. Once machine data input is there, after learning, that data will come in the form of output, and that output will be subjected to validation. Validation means checking accuracy, impurity, and here there is a big role of data scientist. He is expert. That is called purifying and learning of crude data, impure data. How repeatedly it is done, so that there should not be any chance of impurity, faulty, or some wrong result. So that input of data, again after learning, output of data has come, and it has gone to validation. After validation, when it is done, there are two possibilities: either satisfactory or unsatisfactory. Once it is unsatisfactory, means it is not, we can say, learned properly, is committing mistake. So unsatisfied data will be again sent back to machine to learn again, to repeat it again. And if it is satisfied after validation, that output of the data, then it would be sent satisfied data here for testing. Here the testing will be done of data. Again, output of the data is there for testing. And that output of the data which is generated, again, there are two possibilities. It is to the satisfaction of data scientist, or he is unsatisfied. If the data scientist who is doing this process, if he is not satisfied, again the same thing after testing will go back to machine. Again to repeat, improve, learning, practicing, till data scientist is satisfied that now it is correct. So after testing, if data scientist who is handling it is satisfied after testing, then he will declare that this machine is intelligent. Now machine became intelligent to handle lot of problems. So that is how the machine becomes intelligent artificially, by rigorous three phases. First, data, that is we can say training, and once data is trained here, after training it has gone as output. It's not satisfactory, it will come back again for training. If it is satisfactory, after validation it will go for testing. In testing, again if he is checking, and again if he is not satisfied, again it will come back to the same training machine several times. And once testing is satisfied, perfect, because those scientists who are sitting to handle this, they are highly skilled, highly trained, genius, and they will not leave any room of mistake or any faulty assessment for any industrial output of industrial production, so many things. And once after testing it is satisfied, then it will be declared that this machine is now intelligent. So now other part I will be taking for artificial intelligence. But now I want to update, because it is all data frequency wavelength affair. So all the students should be aware they should not be ignorant. Day before yesterday, there was news, global news, international news, that Israel bombed one hospital in Gaza, and where more than 500 people, including doctor, patient, injured, they were all killed. And that is today is 13th day of war between Hamas and Israelis. And it started on 7th of October. Now, such type of casualty, heavy weaponry casualty is only possible when we are using laser weapon. That is called in battlefield, when we are using the latest frequency technology, that is called laser weaponry. So many of us, we don't know about what is laser weapon. Actually, when we are talking of laser, is a light, is a frequency, is a wavelength. And that wavelength and frequency, when it is monochromic, unidirectional, single wavelength, with high energy, and it depends upon the more and more shorter wavelength, it will be in the form of high energy. And energy means it is equivalent to firepower. And again and again I am saying, and remember it, thousands of year history is based only on one power, and that is called firepower, is supreme power. And this supreme power, firepower, nowadays, it is in the form of frequency and energy. Any country which is having high technology of frequency and energy is superpower, which can inflict at a time heavy casualties in the form of fire by bombing. What is happening in Gaza, where thousands of people are killed by missile rocket attack, and vice versa, same in Israel. And always I am saying, when the world was invaded by power, was the discovery of gunpowder. And gunpowder was nothing, it was just having the capacity of triggering into fire, explosive. That is also type of fire. And this, what today people are talking of latest technology, still it is under testing in many countries. When I am talking many countries, means advanced countries, which are advanced in artificial intelligence and frequency wave. That is laser weapon. And if you remember, Israel was well protected defense system, and it was the very powerful umbrella that was known as Iron Dome. Iron, that is defense system. Today they are having iron light, iron and then that is iron light means it is actually laser beam, that is iron beam. We can call it iron beam. And not only that, apart from that, Israel is having lot of air defense system, and this iron beam and iron dome, we have to understand, iron dome is object, is a type of object which is designed to chase and hit the projectile. For example, if from here some missile is fired, is incoming, and it is making projectile from here, the iron dome will intercept and will fire its own missile to destroy this one in the space, in air. That is called air defense system. So air defense system, iron dome, last week it failed, because when Hamas poured thousands of missiles at a time, and its artificial intelligence and all coordinating equipments, they failed to recognize. And those missiles and rockets, they went inside and they caused a lot of casualties. Now, Israel is aiming iron beam. Iron beam is also going to do the same thing. That is air defense system. In space, it is going to intercept. But that interception is just like torch, and it will focus high energy beam. That is called laser beam. And this laser beam, its energy depends upon its wavelength and frequency. Sometimes the least one may be 10 kilowatt, 100 kilowatt, and it can go up to 500 kilowatt energy. The same laser beam, if it is focused with only 100 kilowatt energy content, if it is falling on many human beings, first they will become blind. They will lose their eyesight. Then immediately their skin will be burning, because the air will be vaporized around atmosphere. It will be converted into vapor, and that vapor will bring the pain and burning to the skin. And lot of casualties are possible. Secondly, it can hit to very specific object and target like hospital. So such type of hitting, international community is believing that it is nothing but it is laser beam. Technology is used. And because of that, such thing happened. And in future, in coming years, with this frequency technology, that is laser beam, the war will be very different. Just by sitting in your house, just put on the torch, and the whole city will be burned. It is going to be worse than nuclear energy. The laser energy is more lethal, more toxic as compared to other energies. It's a type of firearm again. And this technology, only 3 countries are having. Still it is in testing and examination. America, Russia, India, and China. And others are just trying. And first its testing was in Singapore, that was in 2014. And I was going through the Telegraph newspaper. They reported this thing, that such type of accuracy guided by artificial intelligence is only possible by laser beam. And here, let me tell you why laser beam technology is far superior at moment than iron dome in space air defense. The reason is that once iron dome is firing one rocket to chase, to intercept the other one in space, this one costs $60,000. $60,000 each one. So now they are doing like that, that if suppose they have done the calculation that the incoming rocket or missile is going to fall in water or in space where there is no population, human population is not there, residential area is not there, they will allow to go and let it hit, so that at least they can save their $60,000. But in the case of iron beam, it's only $50. And that $50 is just in the form of that equipment to produce the light, just like your torch. Once you put the battery in torch, several times you can put it on and it will give the beam of light. Thirdly, the speed of iron dome is not crossing the sound speed. It travels with, they call it supersonic. Supersonic means more than sound speed. But most of these iron dome interceptors, their speed is just equal to sonic or supersonic. But in the case of laser beam technology, its speed is equal to light. It's fastest. Just if you aim to finish the Maiduguri, sorry to say, just put on. People are burned. People will become blind. So these are really very, very serious things coming, and I'm expecting that within 10 to 15 years time, this laser beam weapons will be full blown in the world, and all will be capable to kill and destroy the civilization by focusing just laser beam. So I am giving some hint about this very latest laser beam weapon under the supervision of artificial intelligence to go to a specific target, very specific, not missing at all. Just like your torch is in your hand, if you put on the button, definitely it will go to very specific pinpointed target. That is the supremacy or the beauty of laser weapons. And you know, laser technology is not only for weaponry. Lot of uses are there in different fields, in medical, in agriculture, in biology, DNA scanning. Everywhere lot of uses are there for positive purpose. But once we scientists, chemists, we want to use it in negative direction, so there is no end to it. Because we all know the frequency game and the energy content. So here, number one, Israeli defense forces may deploy laser weapons on battlefield. Actually, this sentence I got from Telegraph newspaper. They mentioned this thing, that they are very much in doubt that maybe in future, next week, within 2-3 days time, they may deploy, because they have tested the laser weaponry and they can use. So everybody is suspecting, even some of the head of the state, I will not mention the name, they questioned Israel. They asked Israel, I want the, that is remote imaging, space satellite imaging, remote sensing, to check whether you are using a laser weapon or not. So deploy the laser weapons on battlefield. The iron beam air defense system is capable to fire powerful laser beam of high frequency light that can destroy fast moving projects and even human beings. Just like it is projectile. Projectile means here the missile is fired by the enemy and this laser beam is going to intercept. It's only light, frequency light is playing game, no object. Like before it was object was coming and intercepting. Now only laser beam will be intercepting all drone and this fighter jet, so many things in space. But one thing, let me tell you, because we understand frequency and wavelength very well, if the climate and weather is humid, there is dusty, so that laser beam, I can say 15 to 20% energy will be reduced because of such type of pollution. Just like we are losing when we are sending electricity, electron flow, we are losing 10 to 15% on the grid. In the same way, that light, when it is focused some 100 to 100 meter, and if the climate is cloudy, dusty, humid, it will not be very effective. It needs very clear and clean weather. Beams of high level and fast moving projectile. Number 2, the laser beam weapon is built by one Israeli company that is called Rafael Defense Mission Private Limited. Rafael, you should not have any confusion, especially for Indians, because we Indians having collaboration with Rafael fighter jet with France. So France is also having a Rafael company, but their Rafael company is manufacturing, producing the fighter jet. So India and France, they have collaborations. So for Indian students, to clear the confusion, this Rafael in Israel is manufacturing a laser weapon. This Rafael in France is manufacturing fighter jet limited. Israel is having many air defense system like Iron Dome, Iron Beam, Arrow 2, Arrow 3, David's ceilings. They are complete defense system to defeat full spectrum air missile. Means this system, what they have Israelis, air defense system, anything comes in the air space, cannot escape. It's a full spectrum. This defense system in the air. Number 3, Israel is having 2 high energy laser beam. One is called light beam. Light beam is having 7 kilowatt energy, and it can inflict lot of injury, and it can make you blind and burning lot of pain it can inject. The B1 is, that is iron beam system. The iron beam system is very high energy lethal weapon, and it has 100 kilowatt energy. It can neutralize targets from distance of 2000 meters, and it can neutralize drone, even fighter jet, and on land also it can destroy a lot of objects. So with this I will stop, and lot of my students, they are meeting me and they are saying that they are preparing the note on artificial intelligence and frequency, all these things. That's why I have written all this. So please copy down the note, prepare the note, and make chapter wise if you are going to teach at secondary or primary level, because my aim is here to share this knowledge and make it very simple of secondary primary level students to understand. So I am making it very, very simple. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.